What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Isaac Muldoon, and today I'm bringing you some casting for the, I think this is the NA Minor Last Chance Qualifier. This is Soar Gaming versus Misfits, Map 1. Let's go ahead and post the stream link up. So we're a little bit late to the party, but the score is currently 7-1. And it does appear to be a bit of a quasi-buy for Soar Gaming. We've got Voltage here on the lone gun, the AWP. Misfits, though, gonna be able to avoid it, putting all three players towards the long A. And they will be able to take the A site without much interruption, unless, of course, Snakes seemingly having an inkling of what is to come, starting to rotate up towards that A site, but seems like it might be too little too late, only having that 5-7 in Kevlar to work with. Sean Gare is pushing for the information. He's going to spot the legs. I would say it's an easy kill, but Snakes will get away with 22 HP, and actually Snakes is going to wind up finding that kill and recovering the AK in the process. With Exceed recovering an AK as well, this looks very winnable for Soar Gaming, actually. Exceed with the Mad Spray, not going to connect. Deva Duvek stuck on the site with his fellow Frenchie Amanek. Devo spotting both players over towards the bathrooms, and now it's Amanek alone in a 1 versus 3. Realizes the third player is up towards the stairs, but gonna get caught in the back, and Grim gonna be picking up the last frag of the round and securing the force buy for Soar Gaming. Let's take a look at the money here. So Misfits, having gone up 7-2 now anyway, we'll have plenty of money to invest into this round. It will hurt them that badly to lose that, but still never pleasant losing against pistols. And what's worse is that's winning that force buy allows Soar Gaming to get pretty much anything they could possibly want into this round. Full nades across the board, AWP onto their Opper, Voltage. Speaking of whom, going for the peek up at the fountain. Gonna get blinded out and forced off of the angle, though. Lot of early presence in the fountain from Misfits, and actually 2, 3 players, 4 players barreling straight up long A. It's a matter of whether or not Exceed will hear it. He's gonna hear the footsteps. Voltage trained on the angle, gonna get blinded up, finds the first frag. Molotov's raining into the side. Voltage with the second, swinging wide, picks up the third. Shazam. Scared, and rightfully so. But Amanek gonna pick up one more frag, but gonna be an easy round for Soar Gaming as Grim picks up the last onto Shazam. So Soar Gaming having falling behind early on in the game, proving that they're not out quite just yet. I don't even have chat open, that's not good. Should probably fix that. Anyway. Amanek with 5,700, but the rest of the Misfit players have been put quite low on the money. Snakes actually taking the AUG into this round. Interesting buy decision. I don't know if that was a misbuy or not, but anyway, it's going to be a little bit of a weird buy. Amanek going ahead and forcing up with the armor and MAC-10 and a few grenades, having been so loaded in the previous round, but the rest of the T's only opting for some upgraded pistols and some nades on Sean Gares. Good grenade coming in. Gonna knock Sick down to 16 HP. MCE. Easy spray down, maybe not. As Deva Duvek returns the 1 kill, but Grim picking up 2 and 3. Mad spray into the smoke, but won't quite find the last player, Sean Gares, who actually is gonna pick up the first frag with his P250, swings wide into the AUG. Sub-Zero with the heart in the chat. Thank you very much. Much love to you, my friend. But anyway, that force round getting out of the way, and now Misfits finally having a little bit more money to buy into this round. Shazam and Sick being a little bit limited on the utility, but at least they'll be able to bring out the AWP on the former. Voltage looking like he's going to go for the fountain peak once again. Waiting out the flashbang, spots the head, doesn't quite connect the shot. Good grenade? Maybe not. Only knocks a few HP off of Shazam, but look at this aggressive play coming out from Soar Gaming. Very vulnerable from the connector position. But Devadivek not feeling too inclined to push up from his position. Actually, Grim and Snakes having taken control of short as well. Getting a ton of information out of this and pretty much confirming that no B presence early on in the round from Misfits. Little under a minute on the clock here. Still plenty of nades on the Misfits side. Plenty to work with, and they'll be able to take control of short A and at least give themselves some breathing room. Bomb is still dropped atop a connector, but Amanek will grab it. And judging by his movement, it looks like that it may be a likely A hit coming out from Misfits. Now the question is Soar have a decision to make whether to go for the flank with these 3 players pushed up into short water, or to fall back and rotate through the normal route. But Exceed gonna catch Sick with his knife out. That's an interesting play. Voltage as well, gonna pick up one on the site, spots 2 more players in the process. Swings wide, not quite gonna find it as Devadivek and Amanek with 3 kills between the both of them. Another trade going down on the site, and it leaves MCE all alone in a 1 versus 2. But time is actually going to run out. The bomb will not go down, and MCE will fall in the end. I didn't even realize how low the clock got there. That's fun. That's got to be very enraging if you're on the Misfits side. One of the most brutal ways to lose a round, really. And the money isn't quite there for them either, so Amanek and Shazam will be holding onto their rifles. Actually, they're going to go ahead and force up into it. A UMP, a Galil, and a Deagle across their 5. Look at the bit of a change of setup from Soar, putting Voltage up here in the connector. Check out those new sounds. Ooh, nice shot onto Devadivek. Gonna swing wide again. May have heard the second player. Sick will find the frag, though, as he tends to do. Actually spotting Exceed, rather. And picking up the third onto MCE as well. It's just a whole clown fiesta of a round. Grim will be able to return 1 frag back at the very least. And actually 2 AUGs in this round. Soar Gaming, having left the B-bomb site wide open, will allow Misfits to likely get the bomb down at least. Unless Grim have something to say about it, but a smoke will block him off. Snakes walking right into his death as Shazam holding the ankle on the door, and it leaves Grim all alone in a 1 versus 3. The money isn't really there for Soar. And he's going to whiff the spray a little bit onto Amanek, and he'll close out the round 8-5 for Misfits. And as previously mentioned, the money, not that great for Soar, but they won't opt to force up into it, actually. They had enough to get rifles across a few of their players, but they'll go for the more conservative approach. Kevlar and CZ's 5-7 and a Deagle. Look at this aggression coming out in the connector. Snakes looking to potentially catch these Misfits players out. The Misfits taking it incredibly slowly in this round. Amanek with a good position here, but it's a question of whether or not he's aware of the push that's been taken in connector by Soar. The other Frenchie on the roster, Devadivek, sitting at top of connector. AK in hand, watching for any aggression, but Soar Gaming more than willing to bide their time and just sit and wait for these players to walk into their pistols. They'll hear the grenades go off in the fountain, and that'll give them at least some information as to what's going on. Exceed is going to be the man to watch here, as he won't quite catch Sick. And Devadivek will pick up the other 2 frags. Very clean anti-eco from Misfits. And Devadivek will be falling back to pick up the bomb, and Misfits seemingly having an inclination towards the A site once again, and with Grim and MCE being stuck on the opposite side of the map, it will be an easy round for Misfits. Up to 5 viewers already. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Your patronage is much appreciated. Got Sean Gares here on the AUG, holding the flank. Grim and MCE looking to at least pick off a couple of these players and perhaps take some of these rifles into the next round, potentially. Though Sean, the man himself, will do his best to prevent such. Shazam will find MCE, and with Grim hiding in the playground, he'll survive in the next round, take his Kevlar and kit, better than nothing. And they'll have plenty of money going into the last half here. MCE actually not having enough money to go for the full rifle. We'll be downgrading to the MP9, but picking up full nades instead, which potentially could make the difference. Voltage as well on the glass cannon AWP. Gonna be taking a forward angle here at long, but nobody will entertain him quite just yet. Shazam slowly but surely clearing out these angles. And Voltage gonna spot the first player, but misses the shot. Trying to fall back here, whiffing another shot actually. Still got a little bit of cover behind the rock, but he's looking to re-aggress here. Shazam moving over there, looking to take the challenge. Voltage will find the shot. Spots the second player as well. Knows he's in the close corner. Sick having picked up the AWP. Will take the challenge. Voltage finds the timing. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Davidovec finding snakes and at least giving Misfits some breathing room in this last round of the half. The B-bomb site being cracked wide open. And Grim looking to hold this down, but whiffing the spray. Amanek will secure the bomb plant for Misfits. Whiffs the smoke, but teammate there to re-smoke it. Got him covered. MCE here. We'll be able to recover the M4. A 3-on-3 retake on B overpass. By no means an easy feat. MCE seemingly aware of Amanek's positioning in previous rounds, but the man is just too good. Finds one frag. Exceed will trade it back. The Molotov's out. Exceed with one, and Voltage with the last kill onto Sean Gares. Soar Gaming will secure the last round of the half to make it 6-9. And Voltage with 21 frags in that half. If we can see the scores here, look at this. Voltage pretty much single-handedly trying to carry his teammates. Things faring a little bit better for the Misfits side. 9 rounds of the T side, clearly nothing to slouch at. But Overpass seems to be the kind of map that can lean either way. So by no means is it over for Soar Gaming just yet. Just going to be waiting on these last two players to ready up before we get going into the second half. Nine players ready. Who's not ready? Sick. What are you doing, man? What is he doing? We're gonna tab out real quick. Just for a moment. And Sick is readied up. And that means we will be getting live into the second half here. If you're just now joining us, this is the NA Minor Last Chance Closed Qualifier. This is Soar Gaming versus Misfits. Previously in the qualifier, Misfits having won over Immortals 2-1 in maps. Did not cast that game, did not watch it, but that was in the past. Focus on the here and now. And in the here and now, for Misfits, we've got 3 sets of Kevlar, a grenade, and a kit on Devadevek, and Sean Gares opting for the CZ. Meanwhile, on Soar Gaming, we've got 3 players actually opting for grenades, so seems to be hinting at a set play coming out in this round. But the very aggressive setup and connector for Misfits will allow them to get the flank off very, very quickly. Will they even be ready for it? Sean Gares with the CZ finds one, spraying onto the bomb planter as well, but not going to find it just yet. Snake swinging wide onto him. And the frags going back and forth, but Snakes will get left alone. CZ in hand versus 4. Amanek says nope. Takes the pistol round for Misfits. And that's pretty much a worst case scenario for Soar Gaming. Makes it so that Misfits very likely will wind up going 12-6, and that's not an easy scoreline to come back from. All 5 players for Soar Gaming into the connector. Devadevek not going to spot anything. Going for the jump. Shazam will hear the one flashbang, throws the smoke out. We'll see the nades raining in. We'll make the call to his teammates that the take is coming into the A site. And actually he'll get forced off of the A site, gets caught in the side by Exceed. The bomb will go down. Exceed again with the CZ pushing forward. Down to a 4-on-4 here, as actually Snakes is going to pick up one more frag onto Sean Gares. Amanek from the back though, looking to bring things back. 3 kills. Busting out the USP, and now it's all down to Exceed. UMP in hand versus 2. Sick and Amanek spraying madly with it, but not quite connecting. Amanek will find 4 frags in that round and secure the anti-eco, though perhaps not as cleanly as it could have been. Still, it must be said, Soar Gaming having secured the bomb plant and killing 3 of the Misfits players, getting good damage onto the economy. In some senses, still a successful round. But how many of those can you really have before things start to get scary as Misfits encroach closer and closer towards that magic number 16? And again, we've got all 5 players here in the connector on the anti-eco. MCE with a few grenades in hand. With that, some P250s and a Deagle being the only investment into this round. Misfits adapting a little bit into this round, putting both Amanek and Shazam towards the short. The same set smoke comes in, good grenade in. That's going to do a ton of damage. And Amanek looking to find some more easy frags here. 3, goes for 4, not quite going to find it, and Shazam will pick up the pieces. 12-6 for Misfits. But at the very least, Soar will have an opportunity to make something happen on this T-half. But still, it must be said, there needs to be a step up in the fragging. Voltage doing most of the heavy lifting in this game thus far. And again, all 5 players to one location on the map, this time outside B. A good grenade in, perhaps a little bit early. But it does look like it's going to be the straight B take from Soar Gaming. Sick here, playing by the barrels. Going to look to hold this down as Sean Gares and Exceed trading frags. Sick looking for one. Devadevek with one as well, and Voltage trying his damnedest to make something happen in this round. Brings it down to a 1-on-1. He's got 2 kills. He's looking for the third. Is he aware that Shazam could be coming from CT? He's looking at the right angle, but Shazam finds it. And that's quite unfortunate. 27 kills for Amanek. And with Soar Gaming being so low on money and with the scoreline being as it is, they'll be saving to hopefully make the comeback from 14-6 down. It's all been pretty much very simple plays on this T side, just grouping up together, trying to play off of the individual firepower. Snakes with the CZ in hand, knocking Shazam down to 7 HP, but the 1 kill is all they'll find as Exceed does manage to recover the rifle. Gonna get spotted out by Devadevek though, and 14-6 for Misfits. Pretty much the last chance for Soar Gaming to make anything happen in this first map. Voltage with the AWP. Gonna be watching for any aggression, but actually Grim looking to go ham straight into the bomb site. Gonna spot the player out at barrels. That's sick. Molotov out, but the smoke will cancel it. It's a very awkward position here for Misfits. The rotate's starting to come down for B. And the teams will trade 1 for 1. As still, they're just kind of sitting in the sewer area, not really finding much of anything, and Amanek finding the headshot through the smoke. It's all down to Voltage. The solo carry for Soar Gaming, and well, he won't carry much more this round. As Misfits go up 15-6. Gonna go ahead and, well, actually, we'll wait until after the game. We'll wait until we're between maps to see what the picks are and try to learn a little bit more about the former of these two teams. I've recognized Misfits at the very least, but Soar Gaming a little bit more of an unknown quantity to me at least. I'm pretty sure they're a premier level team. Someone correct me in chat if I'm wrong. Shazam holding the forward angle onto the party with the AWP. Again, 4 players up the connector. It's a matter of whether or not he realizes, but good awareness. He'll fall back and actually going to catch MCE with the smoke grenade out. That's quite unfortunate. Anticipating the cookie cutter A play, and Shazam looking for a couple more frags from this truck position. Going to whiff the first shot onto Grim. Bushan Gears is there ready and waiting on the A site, and it's all down to Grim, and that's going to be it. 16-6 for Misfits, and we've been disconnected. That's lovely. Alright. Let's go ahead and sab out real quick. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to pull up some HLTV. And let's see if I can work some OBS magic here. Let's not do this. Let's add window capture. Call this browser. Let's see. Alright, you know what? Let's just do a monitor capture, maybe? Can we do that? Yeah, display capture. Ooh, hello. Alright. Let's minimize OBS and let's go check this out. So, Overpass was Misfits' pick. Glad to have that confirmed. And so Soar, having picked Nuke, and the two teams banning out until Mirage being left over. So, we will be going to Nuke next. I know pretty much nothing about either of these teams. I don't generally watch the lower tiers of NA Counter-Strike, but let's see if we can find any records for, let's see here. They've played Nuke 6 times. Win percent, 33%. Not the greatest. Sunfailer! What's up, lad? Screen black, or is it? Nah. I think you're good, brother. But anyway, Misfits being a team that generally lends themselves towards Mirage and Train, having played them 14 and 15 times apiece. Let's see, can we get... I don't know much about HLTV statistics. Can we get more specific statistics regarding maps, maybe? Let's try Nuke. Alright, so who have they even played it against? Alright. So they've played it 3 times so far this month. In the last couple of months. We played Splice on it twice and 14-16. One each way. I don't know much about Splice and whether or not they're even a good Nuke team at all. But just trying to kill some time before the second map gets kicking. How's everybody doing in the chat tonight? We are up to 4 viewers at the moment. We got our boys. You know what, we're gonna turn this off. We're gonna turn this on. And your man is gonna put on some music. I'll catch you guys in a few.
Spotify listeners, do you want to play a game?
No, it's not creepy at all.
You may not know me, but I know you.
It's Jigsaw.
And I want you to make a choice. Take a break from your music and click the banner to get tickets for Jigsaw. The choice is yours. Prepare yourself now for what is to come this Halloween.
I said it was a game.
Your seat in the dark awaits.
Jigsaw, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent, starts October 27th.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is map 2 of Misfits versus Soar Gaming in the NA minor last chance qualifier. Excuse me. This match will be taking place on Nuke, and we've got the footsteps bug. Happens to Go TV sometimes, where the footsteps aren't quite what they should be. Models glitching out all over the place. It's fun times, and Sick starting off the round with a push into the hut. Auto shotgun in hand. It's going to be sticking around for hoping to get a little bit more out of this. But we did miss the first round as Soar Gaming did get the bomb down but failed to close it out. Sick continuing to be a nuisance with this auto shotgun. Ooh, catches Grim right in the face with that grenade, but actually not going to do that much damage, but mad spam into the smoke. Gonna knock him down to just 2 HP. Won't quite be enough, but Shazam will be there to finish off the kill. Exceed. Finding some room to wrap around the outside of the map, but Sean Gares with the M4, ready for the long-range engagements, and Shazam will find a second frag in the round, as it is just Snakes left all alone. Got a P250 in the Dream, but Sean Gares has bullets that entered his skull, so the Dream is dead. So is he. But it will be the third round bye coming out for Soar Gaming, as they did get the bomb down in the first round and hesitated on the force in the second. So for Misfits, pretty much the bonus round coming out here. Maybe 5 players towards the outside here for Soar. MCE looking to take the first fight, but Sean Gares will win the first versus Voltage. Grim finding one in return onto Shazam, and Devadivek will return. But the bomb at least getting its way into secret. But actually, as soon as I say that, Sean Gares and Exceed going 1 for 1. I apologize for my C-grade observing. But Exceed, bomb on his back. Looking to find some room into this B site. Meanwhile, Snake's actually sneaking down from heaven. having wrapped all the way around the outside. Exceed. Is he going to check the vent? Sick is there, ready and waiting. Actually, 2 players here. Some interesting positioning from Almanac as well, as he makes his way down through Secret. Snakes won't spot out Davidovec and will lose the fight as a result. They'll hear the door open and the jig is up at this point. Davidovec looking for the fight, gonna win it versus Exceed. And Misfits will be picking up the clean 3-0. Still though, must be said, loss bonus starting to build for Soar Gaming. They'll have plenty to buy in the next round, but for the time being, just settling for the upgraded pistols. Couple of Deagles, 3 Deagles, 2 P250s. Davidovec sitting here in the hut. Gonna be hearing those players stomping around throughout the outside, and actually Sean Gares will be taking the long-range fights from Heaven. 2 quick headshots, and it's just a quick cleanup for Misfits. About as easy as a round can be, and Voltage left on his lonesome with a P250. And won't make much of it, as Davidovec will close out the round. Soar Gaming now having enough money to get the full AKs and grenades across the board, and Shazam will be able to pick up the AWP on the CT side. Nuke not being a map that's known to lend itself to oppers. And it will be a fairly straightforward outer take from Soar Gaming. They'll gain control of the vents, and actually Sean Gare's pushing through the smoke, going to catch Snakes in the back. Meanwhile, Davidovec finding the first frag on the Voltage. And MCE not checking his corners, as Almanac will drop the bomb. Grim gonna at least find the first frag back. Looking to find a second one on the ramp as well, but does he realize? Got a player in control to worry about, but Exceed will find it, and the grenade is good as well. It's down to a 2-on-2 here in a totally winnable situation for Soar Gaming. The Molotov will force Shazam off the angle, and Grim will find the frag. Exceed to close it out. Sean Gares attempted the flank it, but it doesn't work out. Soar Gaming showing that perhaps they're not quite out of the series just yet, picking up their first round onto Nuke. Nuke, same as ever, still very much lending itself to the CT side. So every round counts that you can pick up while on that far difficulty side, or far more difficult, excuse me. Same cookie cutter outside, smoke's coming out once again, and Sean Gares is going for the mad spray through. Won't find much out of it though. Davidovec will be the rotator down. Ooh, just spots the player going around the corner. Good grenade in. Gonna find a little bit of damage onto Snakes, but he'll wind up going down as Sean Gares trading 1-for-1 as well, down to a 3-on-3 here. Almanac on the slower site. Gonna find the first frag. Realize there's more coming from the ramp. Exceed not looking the right direction, and Voltage, the last man standing, will at least find the first. Down to a 1-on-2 here. It's a question of whether or not he realizes that the second player will be coming from the ramp. Fakes the bomb once. And we'll go ahead and hold it this time. Seems to be well aware that Shazam is above him. Not quite ready for the flank from Sick, though. And Misfits securing the economic reset onto Soar Gaming. That's pretty much the worst situation you could possibly dream of if you're a Soar player right now. Full economic reset, meaning that you win one round, you lose one, you get your max loss, or your loss bonus gets reset. You have pretty much no money going into the next round. And that's exactly the case here, as we have 3 CZs, a Deagle, and a P250 coming out from Soar. Couple of helmets on top of that, but the equipment value at the top says it all, as Shazam and Sean Gears will find the first 2 frags of the round. And it's down to Exceed, Grim, and Voltage to see if they can make any damage happen in this round. Voltage actually had a pretty good performance in the previous map, and Grim will find at least 1 frag onto Amanek that will allow them some control of the ramp room. Smoke goes out, and seemingly the goal being to recover the rifle dropped by Amanek. Grim will do so. Voltage swapping out to the Deagle as well. Davide in the lobby. Gonna trade 1 for 1, and still better than no damage at all, but Misfits picking up the round in pretty comfortable fashion. But the T side, with the equipment being considerably cheaper, allows Soar to get a full buy in this round if they so choose, but actually they're going for a little bit of a strange quasi-buy here with 4 pistols and a Galil on Grim. One has to wonder what kind of setup they'll be throwing out in this round. The outside smoke's coming out once again, and Snakes will be playing back. Look at this aggressive play up from Amanek. The deep smoke into ramp room and pushing into that corner. He'll wind up giving it up though as the smoke fades, and it looks like it's just going to be the straight A hit. Sean Gears looking for 3 quick frags. Sick on top of that as well. Snakes will find 1, but not much else to do really. Actually, unless he winds up catching Shazam, and little bit of an awkward firefight there. Realizes that nobody's up there in heaven. We'll be able to recover the AWP as a result. Nice shot on Amanek. By no means likely, but certainly possible that Snakes can continue doing damage in this round. Does he realize, though? Sick. Right there at the base of the ladder. Oh, Snakes doesn't check it. Sick, you're scaring me with that. Seemed like he wanted to go for the BM knife, but he'll decide against and just stick with the AK headshot. Recover the op for his buddy Shazam. 7-1 for Misfits here. And Soar, finally having their economy back in order, will allow them to pick up most of what they could want going into a round like this. A couple of their players lacking a little bit in terms of grenades, but could be worse. Certainly better than a full reset situation as witnessed earlier in the half. Shazam with the AWP, previously going outside, readjusting his position and taking up the ramp in this round. Soar potentially looking to establish some outside control, or perhaps work a pick, if perhaps it's given to them. But Sean Gears and Amanek holding fast. Clock slowly ticking down here, and Soar Gaming, having used very few of their nades, have a lot of options as the clock hits 1 minute. But it will be on to Sean Gears though, as he spots the first player coming around the corner, dinks the second up as well. Amanek realizes that the player's below him, falling down, and he'll secure the man advantage for his team. Will be the straight A take though, as the 2 remaining Soar players try to work their way out into the A site, but Amanek and Davide, the 2 Frenchies to close it down with 2 kills each. And a very poor economy here for Soar Gaming, as we set at an 8-1 scoreline going into the 10th round. It is well known that Duke is known for having a very hard T side, but you have to wonder when things start to get a little bit scary for Soar Gaming. Certainly, it's not feasible to be going into the second half with only one round to play with. Snakes. We'll spot Shazam, but Shazam will win that duel every single time. And Grim doesn't seem to realize that Six in the hut, but will actually wind up winning that aim fight. Some awkward play around the squeaky door there. We'll get smoked out and forced back, though. And Exceed. Looking like he wants to go recover that rifle. Still on this new version of Nuke. It is a lot easier to hold from heaven into the hut. The door frame having been made a lot taller, and Sean Gares with his eyes trained on it. Meanwhile, at the ramp, Soar Gaming trying to swarm their way through. They'll trade 2 for 1 as Almanac picks up 2 frags with the rifle. And Davidovec here on the lower bomb site. Knowing well of what's to come. MCE trying to get the plant down. It will go down, but Davidovec finding the frag almost immediately afterward, and the second as well. Almost the best you could hope for there if you're a Soar Gaming player. The economic damage hardly being relevant at this point as Misfits have built up quite the bank. And Soar Gaming being on full loss bonus, but even still as we go into round number 11, this will be one of their last chances in this half to have a full buy. And it looks like we'll have these same outside smokes once again. Gonna see where this voltage smoke goes. I'll go ahead and follow it. If he throws it any time today, that is. Come on, buddy. Soon as I change perspective, he's gonna throw it, isn't he? But I won't let that happen. You guys deserve to know where this smoke lineup goes. And I'll make it happen for you. Eventually. If and when Voltage decides to throw the smoke. There it is. It's a jump throw, actually. Very nice smoke there. From T-spawn into the garage. Sean Gears, though, on that very strange position on top of the garage roof. We'll find 2 players and secure the man advantage. Snakes actually picking up 2 frags of his own, though. Davidovec still alive and well in this A-bomb site. Down to a 3-on-3, make it a 3-on-2. As the Frenchman himself almost taking a shot onto his teammate. And well, now it's down to Voltage in the 1-on-2, peeking into the hut, but Misfits will close it 10-1. And as previously mentioned, the economy still not quite there for Soar Gaming. Enough to get AKs across the board and for Voltage perhaps to get an upgraded pistol or something like that. Or straight AK and Kevlar. Limited grenades on top of that as well. Looks like we'll be seeing that garage smoke once again. Maybe. Shazam, though. From the garage. Looking to gather some information as to what exactly the play will be outside. Soar Gaming playing back in this particular round. A lot of grenades flying about into outside and into the A side as well. Looking to be something of a split here as Davidovec finds 1 and 2 frags. Nice and easy. In the big garage, or the mini garage rather. And it's all down to Voltage here. The carry of the last map. The hero for Soar Gaming will fall. And Misfits looking pretty dominant in the second map here. Another limited buy coming out once again for Soar Gaming as we go into round number 13. This is when, this is pretty much crunch time for Soar. If they don't pick up any of these last few rounds in the half, it's almost guaranteed that Misfits will be able to close it out on the T side. And Davidovec finding that first headshot, never a good thing. A good shot onto Exceed as well. Actually, that was Shazam that found that kill. Looked like a clean headshot, perhaps, from his perspective, but gonna be a very easy round for Misfits. And Soar, they just look completely lost in this second game. After having been beaten so convincingly, let's say, in the first map, and I tuned in a little bit to the voice comms before the stream went live, and it didn't paint a pretty picture for Soar Gaming, let's put it that way. Can't imagine that much would be different here if I were to unmute them. You know what, just for shits and giggles, let's do it. Mad spray into the smoke by Davidovec. And Grim will find one on the 6th though at least, and actually the bomb will wind up going down. But MCE burning alive from the Molotov from Amanek. Gonna be smoking onto the bomb. Taps it once, but here's Exceed firing it from control. Grim doesn't suspect a thing, and Sean Gares will find the last frag. A very easy round. Soar Gaming now with the literal last chance in this half. We look at the frags here and pretty much says it all, doesn't it? They're just not present here in this game. Voltage. Gonna be throwing the grenade into the door, going for the early pick. Burning a little bit in that Molotov down to 60 HP. And Exceed actually gonna find one frag. Into the A site. The main advantage secured for Soar Gaming. Now the question is, how will they make use of it? Grim sneaking his way out on the bomb site. Doesn't seem to realize that there's a player above him. That's sick. Looking for the second player. Making a quick comment on just how exactly that went down. Now it's Amanek and Shazam here to go for the retake on this last round of the first half. Amanek in a good position here, but gonna go ahead and get caught out by Snakes. And Shazam all alone. Gonna get spotted out, and MCE will at the very least pick up the second round. Still, though, it must be said, that's a hell of a tall order. To come back from a 13-2, even if it is from the CT side. Shazam, the only player having not readied up. Everybody ridicule him for not readying up. Go on, chat, I want to see it. All two of you. Whew! Wait, what? Wait, who's not ready? Oh, it's Sean Gares that's not ready. So pretty much just waiting on Sean to ready up here before we get rocking and rolling into the second half. And there it is, Sean Gares readies up. If you're just now joining us, this is map 2 of the NA Minor Last Chance Qualifier, Misfits versus Soar Gaming. If you missed it previously, Misfits having picked up the first win on Overpass 15-6 and looking very dominant here on the first half of Nuke. 13-2, looking to close it out. 4 sets of Kevlar, Sean Gares with the set of grenades. Actually leading the way for his team with 19 frags. And likewise on the Soar Gaming side, 4 sets of Kevlar and the grenade and kit for MCE. 2 of those 3 grenades being busted out right at the start of the round. And actually, it's just going to be the straight ramp hit. Snake's going to be picking up 2 frags of his own, though. Certainly a good start, and Grim on the A side as well, going to be finding one.
I can't believe this guy fucking just chased me down after shooting.
Davidovec trying to catch the guy on the flank, but It's all down to Shazam versus 4. And it's just too much for them to deal with. Soar Gaming, at the very least, will be picking up their 3rd round. Gonna be the Force Spy coming out from Misfits. Some Deagles, P250s, a CZ. Pretty standard stuff. Actually, a setup with a bit more emphasis on the outside part of the map, coming out from Soar Gaming. Meanwhile, Misfits will be turning their attention elsewhere towards the ramp room. Gonna be down the voltage. But try to stay alive as long as he can. He will be giving up the ramp room in the process, but at the very least will be getting away with his life. At least for now. The good Molotov and the flash to hold them back, and actually the flank coming in from Grim and Exceed. Grim finding another with that UMP as well, and it's all down to Shazam actually finding 2 quick kills with that Deagle. Looking for one more, and Soar Gaming will secure their 4th round. Certainly not as clean as perhaps they would have hoped for. Oh, what? What was that? Oh, is that the GoTV lag? Does that mean GG? Hello? You know, I'm gonna guess that this means it might be GG. Let me go ahead and check HLTV here real quick. Oh, nope, we're back. And it was a clean run for Soar Gaming. All right. That was interesting. But anyway, Misfits getting their first buy round. Snakes actually going for the AUG again. Seems that it was an intentional buy last map. Don't really understand the logic behind doing so, but to each their own. A little bit of a forward setup coming out here from Exceed and Grim, both trained on the Marshmallow. Exceed will hear a lot of footsteps over in T-spawn, but they'll be working their way back into the lobby, these Misfits players. Actually, 3 players outside now for Soar Gaming. And it's a question now of whether this setup, whether this flank will actually wind up working out. And actually, Grim and MCE both finding kills of their own. Grim dropping the bomb in the process. A little bit of back and forth as
He pushed out.
Sneak picks up one more into Devadivek. A little bit more
they
match
missed the
through the
Trinity.
wall.
How?
Feels bad!
He was in it!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god!
Voltage. Chill. It's okay, buddy.
Never lucky, boys.
Shazam with AK in hand. Might have heard the player dropping down vent. We're gonna go ahead and put
This is
voice
round-
enable.
Game suck.
0 back on. Exceed. With the 4th frag of the round for Soar Gaming. And with time running out, looks like it would be their round. Voltage with a little bit of chat going on there. Just pretend it didn't happen, boys. Didn't happen, of course. Yeah, I can't put in GoTV chat. Oh well. It is what it is. Misfits. With a little bit of a pistol buy here. P250s, CZ, and a couple of Deagles. Soar Gaming, though, starting to build up a bit of an economical lead here. Sean Gares finding the frag on the MCE doesn't help, though. Actually, look at this play from Grim. Actually going to wind up pushing forward, picking up 2 quick frags. Going to have room to fall away as well. The Molotov will give him some more breathing room as well. Actually charges into his own fire. Looking to just get this round right over with. But Sick has something to say about that. We'll find at least that one headshot and get that $600 cash injection. But Snakes here in the vent will be in prime position to try to close the round out. Lest Sick wind up catching him in the back, but Exceed will prevent it. All down to Shazam here. Deagle in hand, but won't make much of it. As Soar Gaming pick up their 7th. Five rounds in a row here on the CT side for Soar Gaming. I must admit I had my reservations about them coming into this half, but they've at least been looking decent. Some of the rounds maybe not quite as clean as they could have been, but now we'll see another full buy here coming out from Misfits. Shazam on the AWP. Again, Nuke not being known as a good map for oppers, but certainly there are positions in which you can make the gun impactful. I like this play from Snakes, taking the scoped rifle into the secret stairs. At the very least, cognizant of the possibility of a Marshmallow player being boosted up, but Misfits taking their sweet time in this round. Not feeling inclined to rush into anything too quickly here. The grenades will start to come out over towards outside. The wall of smokes will allow them to get into secret without much issue, but Snakes has something to say about it. We'll find the first, going for the second spray down as well, but the Frenchman himself, David Avec, returning the favor and evening the numbers for Misfits, but 40 seconds on the clock here, and Exceed going to find one more onto Armanek. It looks like it's going to be an eventual take from Misfits. 1 trade, 2 trades, and Grim will find 2 frags of his own. Soar Gaming pick up 8. Whoops. Misfits finally busting out one of the tactical timeouts. Sean Gare's going to take a minute to rally the troops. Rally the troops. Is that the expression? Who cares? Whatever the expression is, get his men in order. Make sure that there's at least some kind of a plan going into these next few rounds as Soar Gaming start to close the gap. Down to 5 rounds between the two of them. And Misfits, despite the limited money, will be buying into this round. Certainly, they still have a little bit of a gap to play with. And they will have 4 smokes. Definitely enough to make something happen on the map or get some level of map control. Snakes again with this forward position. Into secret. Checking the Marshmallow. Won't spot anything. The grenades will be coming out toward long, and Misfits, having used only one of their smokes to smoke out the garage. And Snakes will be making use of that forward positioning and voltage. Did he spot the player crossing? Doesn't seem so, as Misfits try to work their way in to this A split. But the frags will be going entirely Soar's way. They'll find their 9th. And Grim, it's his turn to step up in this game, it seems. Voltage, the hero of last map, actually struggling a little bit this time around. With fragging being much more even on the side of Misfits. But going into this 23rd round, the little bit of a force buy coming out from Misfits. Actually, this very forward positioning coming out from Snakes. Are they going to expect this? As the cookie cutter smokes come down on the outside part of the map, MCE will find one through the smoke. Snakes playing close will find one, but Amanek there to trade it back. Will recover the rifle as well, albeit the much less used AUG. MCE will pick off the Frenchman Davidovec himself, and now down to Amanek and Sick to see if they can make some magic happen in this round. Amanek abusing the AUG on top of the marshmallow, seeing if anybody feels inclined to poke their heads up for him. Some grenades into the A site. Ooh. Amanek actually finding 2 kills in Garage and in Secret. Making this entirely possible now, making it 3 in the round. Sorry I missed that. NA observing, I know. Amanek seemingly aware that the flank is a possibility. Just a matter of timing as to whether or not Voltage will be running that corner. If indeed he does decide to run that corner. Amanek will check the close corner, but Grim is there ready and waiting, and Sick, with only 10 seconds left on the clock, very unlikely that he'll be able to make any magic happen in this round. Best case scenario might be able to recover a gun, but he'll run out of time, and oh, that's so unfortunate. Voltage will wind up killing him after the time expires, and shoddy decision making there towards the end of the round, I have to say, from Sick. Certainly it would have been possible to recover the gun, or at least any of the guns that were dropped. But it won't matter, as Sean Gears will throw over an AK to him and just pick up the CZ for himself, the selfless in-game leader, and actually a double-off setup coming out in this round from Soar Gaming. Snakes will be giving away that at least one of those ops will be posted up back by the garage, and that smoke will block off any vision that he hopes to gain towards the marshmallow. Actually, Snake's going to be finding that first shot. But Amanek there to return as he swings wide. MCE here, aware that the player will be above him, and spotting the second player going out towards outside as well. Picking up one onto Shazam and the second onto Davidovec. 3 kills for him in this round. And every little bit helps as Soar continue to close this gap. MCE will find his 4th in the round. And Soar, having not dropped a single round on the CT side, looking actually stronger than expected on this CT side of Nuke. One has to wonder when Sean Gears might be taking another one of those tactical pauses. And if I'm not mistaken, the third map would be Mirage if we were pushed onto it. So perhaps something to anticipate. Very little outside presence for Soar Gaming, and Misfits will abuse it, throwing the outside smokes and putting 3 players into Secret, but actually meanwhile up in the A site. Excuse my terrible observing as I try to switch perspectives on the Grim. He'll find 2 frags and drop the bomb on the A side as well. Pretty much guaranteeing that this round will be a done deal for Soar Gaming, barring any total madness and or some other sort of magic. Grim nearly what? A knife just happened. I mean, I said some madness would be required to potentially bring this back. That might be a start anyway. Certainly a good cash injection for the Frenchman. You'll hear the scope of snakes on that A-bomb site. So that's at least a little bit of information for them to work with. Let's check out the positioning of Shazam here. Oh, are they even aware that this is a possibility? Yeah, they are, as Grim will have his eyes trained on it. $20 seconds left here in this round, and really the best thing they can do is hold on to this AWP. 6 out of as it is to say should probably just go die, but seemingly they'll insist on trying to make something happen. It's Sick trying his damnedest to pick up that rifle with the E button, but it won't work out. Soar Gaming bringing it back to 12-13. Misfits will have the money to pick up all that they need, but Davidovec going to go ahead and call the timeout and perhaps give Sean some more time to, again, talk to the boys, figure out what's going wrong, what they could possibly do to just pick up the 3 rounds that they need to close this game out. And it must be said, Grim having a hell of a performance on this map, dropping 31 kills. More than making up for some of his teammates struggling. Three, two, one, and we're live into round number 26. Full buys coming out from both teams, and it must be said with the state of the money on Misfits, this may be one of the last chances that they have to have an absolutely full buy with everything they could want. A very slow round coming out for both sides. Very little attention being paid to the outside of the map, as Sick is there to hold any potential pushes, though nobody will even entertain the thought from the Soar side. "45 seconds left here in the round, and Misfits have made pretty much no advances across the map. Stalling out almost entirely in this. And Shazam will have his eyes trained on that back vent. Down to only 25 seconds, and it looks like it's just going to be the straight A-rush coming out. Davidovec needs to find something, and it's going to be a straight flurry of frags going back and forth as it's down to Sean Gears as Shazam with 15 seconds on the clock, and well, Soar Gaming gonna be evening things up at 13-13. 11 rounds straight on the CT side. Misfits almost entirely fizzling out on the second map of Nuke. They'll go ahead and call their 3rd tactical timeout in this match. And they will be going in for the buy for this as well. I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of this call, just because it does limit the utility on the Misfits side so much, and it's almost guaranteed that at least one of the players will not be able to get the full buy of an AK and armor. Perhaps Omnic might wind up buying a CZ and trading with Sean, the selfless man himself. Ugh. Actually, he'll just be opting for the UMP. Voltage going for the early engagement onto ramp. Here's a ton of players stampeding, and Davidovec will be lurking towards the outside as the rest of his team take full control of the ramp room. But actually, they'll wind up pulling back after pushing the CTs out of it and perhaps readjusting, resetting. Soar Gaming have given up that part of the map entirely and have basically no information as to where exactly Misfits will be going. But it looks like it will be turning into an A-split as Davidovec, coming in from the mini garage, going to be down to MCE to hold it off in the heaven. Finds not one, goes for the second as well, and actually the bomb plant will finally go down. But it's down to a 1-on-2 here as Almanac, aware of the potential flank from Snakes, and won't find the frag as Soar Gaming secure round number 14 and a little bit of BM coming out there. I'm sure he's excited about it after getting spanked so hard on overpass. That's actually the first time Misfits have managed to get a bomb down in this half. That's ridiculous. It at least gives them that $800 cash injection and makes the difference between this being a near destitute AK buy and being a decent AK buy, but still Soar have been looking much, much stronger on this map. That's a smoke. Is that a one-way? Oh, that's nice. Gonna spot 1-2 players. Actually, Davidovec will spot it out. Not quite a one-way. But Snakes hesitating to pull the trigger on that gives Misfits the main advantage that perhaps they needed coming into this round. And Grim finding one frag, Exceed as well, but down to a 3-on-2 here, favoring Misfits. Voltage will go down as well, and Shazam picks up the last frag onto Grim. Misfits just taking the aim fights, causing chaos across the map, and winning out in the end. Finally picking up a round into the T side here. But still, they're not out of the woods just yet. As it comes to 14-14, and an absolutely critical round here as Soar's money has slowly but surely started to deplete. Whoever loses this round, it's very likely that they will not have the full buy coming into the next. That being said, this is the round that could potentially decide the map for the entire series. If you're a Misfits player, but 3 very quick frags coming out from the Soar Gaming players. Almanac returning back, but Sick to pick up the bomb, and Snakes from the mini garage to find the flank. Voltage will back himself out of there. Almanac has plenty of time to play with. Still 70 seconds on the clock. Really want to catch a Voltage in the back. Oh, Voltage hits the leg shot. Down to 3 HP for Almanac. No bomb recovered, though, and now it's just a mind game. Where does he go? How does he handle this? Snakes seems to be inclined towards thinking that'll come from the A site, but Almanac will find the timing. Misfits secure round number 15. Coming in clutch towards the very end of the half, and, well, no better time to do it, really, as MCE 97-1. Presuming he's talking about the op shot from Voltage. It's very unfortunate for Soar Gaming. It would be a hell of a way to lose this series. The buy here from Voltage being rough at best, with Grim being forced down to an MP9 and Exceed on the UMP. Interestingly, Snakes will be the one to pick up the op, as MCE will play back from the garage. But Misfits taking their sweet time, perhaps doing their best to avoid the overtime to just close out the series and secure their spot at the NA minor. Sean Gares having attended majors before and even making it as far as top 4 back in the Complexity days. As far as I understand, none of these other players have, or actually I stand corrected, Shazam has, but has played at a major at least, but none of these other players have, so it's a very big deal for this team as a whole. MCE will be the first man to drop in this final round of relegation. And Sick having snuck his way entirely all the way around heaven. He will have heard the scope of Snakes. And again, Sick will find the headshot. Just 2 players remain for the Soar Gaming team as Grim with the MP9 in hand will find one onto Amanek and finds room to upgrade to the AK as well, but only 4 HP. Decent grenade, gonna chunk Voltage down to 84, and it's all down to Voltage now. A 1v4, an M4 in hand, and a Dream, and, well, it looks like Misfits will be finding their way into the NA minor. Davidovec will drop, but Shazam will close the game out. And that is a good game. 16-14 on to Nuke. Misfits definitely making it scary for themselves towards the end, but they will, I believe that gets them their slot at the NA minor. So that's all the matches I have to cast for tonight, boys. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.